I mean, me and Amanda Serrano, we're the same weight, right? So 125 is. I mean, she's doing unbelievable things in boxing, and I would 100% if that come to me, I would definitely take that. I mean, I'm not sure who they're going to put her with. She's had a little bit of MMA experience before as well, so it'll be interesting. I'm excited to see what they do with that.
Joe Rogan recently weighed in on who he believes would win in a potential fight between Floyd Mayweather and Terrence Crawford. He praised Mayweather as one of the greatest boxers in history, reminding fans of just how dominant he was during his prime. Rogan pointed out that many people tend to overlook the level of elite opponents Floyd defeated throughout his career. While acknowledging that a matchup with Crawford would be extremely tough, Rogan emphasized that Mayweather's defensive brilliance and ring IQ would make him almost impossible to beat, even against someone as skilled as Crawford.
Right away, this is what Serrano does. Forward, constant pressure. And depth, 7 different weight classes, 7-time world champion, Amanda Serrano. Trainer did tell us, look, we're going to blow this girl out of the water because that's what
Dakota Ditcheva, the so-called Barbie assassin, undefeated on the ground, undefeated in the UFC spotlight. Dana White's newest star in the making. But let's be real, every hype train has a wreck waiting to happen. And when you look at the style matchup, Liz Carmouche might just be the nightmare opponent. A style match. Why Carmouche could be a nightmare matchup veteran who has faced Rousey, faced Shevchenko, fought everyone. Dakota's slick striking and youth dangerous. But Carmouche's grit, strength, and wrestling could smother that hype in one brutal night. And here's where the controversy kicks in. What if the UFC actually wants this? What if the UFC wants Dakota tested, and Liz Carmouche is a test that kills the Barbie assassin's hype? Think about it. Conan's prophecy from 2011 wasn't just about Liz being a champ. Maybe it was about Liz being the fighter who derails the next generation's golden girl. What if Carmouche, now in her late 30s, battle-hardened, respected, is the one to prove that experience and toughness beat hype and Instagram followers every single time? Marlowe's Conan saw it in her over a decade ago, and maybe fans are finally about to see it, too. So, here's the question. Fight fans, is Dakota David truly unbeatable? Or is Liz Carmouche the forgotten pioneer who nearly dethroned Ronda, who made history in Strikeforce, and who proved Marlowe's Conan's prophecy right the one to stop her? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is this the fight where the Barbie assassin's hype ends? Or does Dakota prove she's more than just a business case? Why promoters might want this fight UFC's next marketing experiment. Either way, this is one fight the MMA world needs to see.
Come here. Yeah, that's good.
Liz Carmouche just shocked the entire MMA world with her latest announcement. Not only did she say she's coming back, she's going straight for the undefeated golden girl, the PFL, Dakota Ditcheva. And her words, absolutely brutal. Carmouche flat out said, "I'll break Dakota's hype. My next target is Dakota. I'll kill you, Dakota btch. I'm a killer monster, and this is your last 3 possible outcomes and fallout warning." Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most savage call out of Dakota Ditcheva's career. Liz Carmouche isn't some random name in the division. She's a pioneer, a veteran, and one of the most battle-tested fighters in women's MMA history. On August 15th, 2025, Carmouche won the PFL Women's Flyweight Tournament, brutally finishing Gina Bishop via KO/TKO in the 3rd round. That victory didn't just add another highlight to her resume. It set up her next target, Dakota Ditcheva. With a professional MMA record of 25 wins and 8 losses, Carmouche has fought everyone. She's beaten legends. She's been in wars. And now at 41 years old, she's still calling herself a killer monster. And she's not
For
wrong.
sure. Dakota isn't waiting much longer. The warning has been sent.
You could fight any female right now. Who would you want to go with?
Valentina Shevchenko right now. I want to be at the top. You know, I'm still 26. She's been around for a long time.
Right now, I'm not too sure that Shevchenko is the best 125er there
Trainer
is.
Greg Hackett explained why Canelo Alvarez himself admitted that Terrence Crawford's victory over him carries more weight than Floyd Mayweather's. Hackett argued that when Mayweather faced Canelo, the young Mexican star was still inexperienced and developing at the elite level. In contrast, when Crawford defeated him, Canelo was already a seasoned, fully developed champion. For that reason, Canelo considered Crawford's achievement more significant, as it came against a matured and stronger version of himself. Commentator Simon Jordan, Adam Smith, and Duke McKenzie reflected on the atmosphere leading up to Floyd Mayweather's clash with Canelo Alvarez. At the time, Canelo was undefeated, naturally bigger in size and weight, and many believed Floyd was biting off more than he could chew at age 36. Analysts predicted that Canelo's strength and youth would finally hand Mayweather his first loss. Instead, the fight unfolded in the opposite way, with Mayweather using his trademark style to neutralize Canelo's offense and deliver a masterclass performance that silenced all doubts.
Who do you watch and say,
I mean, I could have the title if I went there.
Alexa Grasso, Valentina Shevchenko?
Yeah, I think I could.
That is confidence.
They say to me, you know, she's running through all these girls because they're not very good. But if you put these girls against other people, they have close fights. Whereas when you put them with me, I finish them early, so I make it look easy.
Shane Mosley, a former world champion who shared the ring with both Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez, offered a perspective few others could. Drawing from first-hand experience, Mosley emphasized how Mayweather's style set him apart from Canelo in every way. He explained that Floyd's timing, ability to read opponents, and mastery of ring control were simply unmatched. Even when pressured by physically stronger fighters, Mayweather had the intelligence and adaptability to neutralize threats with surgical precision. While Mosley acknowledged Canelo as an exceptional fighter with power and skill, he stressed that Canelo could not match Mayweather's ability to dictate the pace and flow of a fight. Having faced both men, Mosley spoke with authority, firmly believing that Mayweather operated on a higher level, proving himself the more complete and dominant fighter compared to the younger Mexican champion.
Conor McGregor follows me on Twitter. Like, I was told that as well the other day by my brother's friend. So, you know, things like that and like massive.
Another perspective underscored the generational shift in boxing greatness. While Mayweather is rightly respected as one of the all-time greats, some argue that Crawford would come out on top if the two were to fight today. The reasoning comes down to timing. Mayweather already dominated his era, while Crawford now leads this one. Every great fighter has his moment, and in today's era, it is Crawford who carries the mantle as the most dominant force. She's 15-0 with 12 brutal finishes, the undeniable face of the PFL, the poster on their billboards, the star in every promo, the main event fighter. They push harder than anyone. But here's the controversy. The reigning champion wasn't even placed in this year's tournament. Why? Politics, matchmaking nightmares, and a looming shadow of a UFC threat. She's 15-0 with 12 brutal finishes, the undeniable face of the PFL, the poster on their billboards, the star in every promo, the main event fighter. They push harder than anyone. But here's the controversy. The reigning champion wasn't even placed in this year's tournament. Why? Politics, matchmaking nightmares, and a looming shadow of a UFC threat. At BKFC 71, Conor McGregor himself was spotted hugging Dakota and telling her straight to her face, "You're the next big thing, baby." Social media went crazy. Fans immediately started tagging Dana White, and UFC hype accounts crowned the future of the flyweight division. Everyone thought this was the beginning of a fast-track UFC signing, until Dakota threw a massive curveball that shocked the fight.
I'm just like, get me anything, literally. But like you said, you know, it was kind of, it's hard. I get it's hard for PFL, you know, they put all the girls in the tournament and then now they need to find someone that's going to kind of give me a good competition. They can't give me someone that's, you know, just kind of signed to the PFL and not really had that much experience, because it doesn't make sense. I've just beat Santos very easily. I think That's another thing that I have to understand is like if I'd had a 5-round war with Santos, there would have been a few more people in there that would have been more of a
Instead
match.
of chasing UFC gold or riding McGregor's cosign into the octagon, Dakota shocked everyone by saying no. She's staying in the PFL. In her own words, "I'm gutted. I haven't had anything just yet. Get me anything." Literally, I left it up to PFL whether they were going to put me in it or not. Now she's officially booked for July's PFL Champion Series card. No opponent yet, but one thing is crystal clear. She's not leaving. And here's what no one wants to say out loud. Dakota Ditcheva isn't just another fighter. She's PFL's biggest weapon in the women's market. Losing her to UFC wouldn't just mean losing a star. It would mean losing their brand identity, and Dana White knows it. That's why rumors of a massive UFC offer have been swirling, with PFL founder Don Davis reportedly sitting down with Dakota in what was less of a welcome back chat and more of a name-your-price meeting. If she stays, she's a queen. If she leaves, PFL's women's flyweight division collapses overnight. This isn't just about Dakota Diva anymore. It's UFC versus PFL in plain sight. And with Conor McGregor backing her, Dana White throwing bags of cash, and the PFL digging their heels in, this could turn into the nastiest fighter tug-of-war the sport has seen in years. Conor McGregor just crowned a new queen, and she's not in the UFC. Her name is Dakota F. King Ditcheva. The Notorious himself looked her in the eye and said, "You're the next big thing, sweetheart." That's not hype, that's a prophecy. And if you've been sleeping on Dakota, it's time to wake up, because this 27-year-old British assassin just sent another undefeated fighter straight to the ER, and now she's coming for every woman in the UFC.
Back elbow, another left hand.
Let's talk about what Dakota just did to Sumiko Inaba. Because this wasn't a fight. It was a slow-motion execution. She dominated the clinch, carved her up with elbows, and smashed her with surgical knees in one of the most brutal beatdowns you'll ever see. For 3 rounds, it was pure one-sided destruction. And let's be clear, Inaba wasn't some can. She came in 8-1, riding a 2-fight win streak, a real threat. But against Dakota, she looked helpless.